Alright, welcome. So today we have Soul. She's been highly requested, so let's get right into it, starting with her abilities and how they matter to building Soul, starting with her 2. Now, here in Season 3, her 2 no longer procs Pynomicon right away. However, Pynomicon has seen an increase in the passive, so it's been buffed slightly, as well as there is more magical power to be had as a mage. Like, Duomorb fully stacked is 140 magical power, as well as Spear of Desolation is another 120 if you want to pick up Spear of Desolation as well. But however, besides that, Pynomicon is still useful for Soul for the fact that she still has a up to 35% slow on her 2. So after you drop that on your enemy, it's fairly easy to land a basic attack right after that, considering they slowed almost equivalent to an Enfeebling Curse relic. So that is pretty much it. She's kind of a basic attack. You can build her like a basic attack god if you want, if you're good at landing your auto attacks, or you could build her just more of like a burst mage if you're not too fond of landing your auto attacks on targets like I am. Pretty bad at hunters and ADCs like that. So I would cover probably multiple builds. So let's get right into it, starting with Conquest. Of course, Conquest, you want to go with the Ramp Shroud for sustain and a 100 health. You already know the reason why you probably want to pick this up. Next, we have Lost Artifact. This is a tier 1 item. You can build this into a couple things. If you want to play a little bit more risky, you can go ahead and build this into the Duomorb. You can build it right away, or go into your boots if you're choosing first, then go back and pick up Duomorb. That's up to you on how much you value your early Duomorb stacks. Or, if you don't want to play risky, you can go into your boots, then go back and then build this into Chronos Pendant. And the reason why Chronos Pendant works really well with Soul is because you get more 2s, which is pretty much all your burst damage, and of course you can have more escapes with your 3. That shaves off your cooldowns by 2 seconds. We picked that up, and then if I can hit the right button, there we go, now it's 8 seconds instead of 10 seconds. So you can do something like that. But for now, let's just go with the high burst Soul. So let's go to the Duomorb. Choose a Magi, and then from here, I probably wouldn't go Pynomicon right away. It depends on how much you have your Duomorb stacked. I'd probably go into like Demonic Grip, then Poly. That's honestly up to you and how much you value each item. If you like the early lifesteal for more sustain, then by all means definitely go to Poly, and then Demonic. You can mix and match however you want those ordered to your fitting. Now, some people would go with the Demonic Grip. Demonic Grip provides a lot of protection shred. It does require up to 4 stacks for the maximum potential, so if you're pretty good at landing your auto attacks and you want to go more of an auto attack build, then you go with the Demonic Grip. If not, if you want a more Cadillac easy ride of a time, you'd probably just go with Obsidian Shard, since it is a flat 33% magical penetration. You don't have to land any auto attacks, so you can just spam 2 and hit your ultimate and you're just good to go. So you can do something like that. And then go into your Rod to Hootie, and you can sell your starter item mid to late game whenever you don't really need it, and then you can go back and buy like Soul Reaver. You go into something like this. Of course, obviously I don't have the stacks for Duomorb, so imagine I have an additional 100 magical power, so that'll put me at like a 669, and then of course you have your passive that just builds up an insane amount of magical power for you. That's a lot of magical power without having any stacks on Duomorb, and then yeah, you can do something like that. So that's a lot of burst damage for a more of a just easy build without the Duomorb. So let's say you're just like new to the game or whatever, or you can't trust your teammates. Whatever the case may be, you can go to Vamp Shroud, go into Lost Artifact for the MP5 sustain, and then go to your boots, go back, go to Chronos Pendant. And then again, same situation, Pynomicon or Demonic Grip or Obsidian Shard, just whatever, you're in with all those items anyway. So go into Poly, Obsidian, Rod to Hootie, sell Vamp for, again, you can still go back and pick up, let's say if you went Demonic Grip instead of Obsidian, you can still go back and buy Obsidian Shard. You can still run both of these if you want, that's totally up to you. Now, let's say if you're not in Conquest, which I think Arena is probably the most played game mode for PC, so shoutouts to Arena players. So you probably just go into Boots. You can still run Duomorb if you want in Arena, though Arena you're probably going to die more often. But yeah, just go into Boots, Chronos Pendant. In the same situation here, you can just go into like Pynomicon. I probably wouldn't go Pynomicon without Duomorb, not that early anyway. Probably go to Obsidian Shard first and then Poly. So that way Poly has a lot more proc damage. And then go to Rod to Hootie, and same situation, you can just go into Soul Reaver. it'll look something like this. As you can see, we still have plenty of magical power. That's without the passive. If you start lighting up your passive here, I mean, 735 magical power at your full passive stacked, and just hit somebody with your 2 auto attack. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to really add to here. So if you go to the recommended tab, it has pretty much a decent selection of items right for you here. For Conquest, you use a starter with a Purification, Vamp, Lost Artifact, Potions, or whatever. Bugatoth, I probably wouldn't get Bugatoth. It's a really good item for just like an in-game investment of having all the stacks and all the magical power in the world. The only thing is that costs you one of these other items early on, because if you get Bugatoth late game, it's still a good magical power spike. It's just you obviously don't have the stacks, and you're probably not going to fill it up. But yeah, so that is pretty much it for building Soul. That's probably a little bit of a faster video because I had to get through a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.